All right, everybody, welcome back to No Cover TV's podcast. That's right, I'm your host, Big Al, and that's right, I take that original local and national music scene and I just shove it in your face every which way I can. There's a lot of great music out there around the world of all genres and all age groups, so you definitely got to check it out. And I appreciate each and every one of you checking out the No Cover TV podcast. A lot of great artists that have come on the show, so please check out the past shows. Future shows. We are already booking into May. Oh my goodness, we are busy. Bands from all over getting hold of me, and I mean all over the world, and I can't wait to talk to them. A little out of breath today. Dog kicked my butt earlier. Zoe, my brother. So bands, look out if you do come to the table. And we have an artist at the table today, and he slipped by, luckily. And I don't know if he'll get out, but he's here now. We will get to our artist in just a moment. So let me get a drink of water here, and we're going to move on. Yes. So, got a shout out to Rit Music, the music store in Grand Rapids and Hollow Music. That's right, they sponsor No Cover TV. So go to the Grand Rapids location and pick up one of the No Cover TV guitar picks. Right there on the table, right there, for 10% off any accessory in the store. So that guitar pick is your coupon always to get the accessories, 10% off. And if you sweet talk them, you might get a little better deal on something else. You just never know. You never know. Of course, my three favorite words are support, support, support. Support these artists. Get the digital downloads, get the swag, go to the shows, pay the cover charge. Support these artists. They're doing what they love to do. They're doing it because they want to put a smile on your face. In return, you do the same to them. So, artists, you got to get a hold of me. You can do that through Facebook, through the No Cover TV page, or my personal page, Al Brady. Go to the website, nocovertv.live, or you can email me if you still do that, nocovertv@yahoo.com. Did I miss anything? I don't think so. All right. We got a good show for you. But first of all, like I told my artist, I'm putting a rated R on the show right now. So if you have sensitive ears, you might want to turn the channel, put something in your ear, because this is going to get raw today, I think. We're going to get down to it with my artist today. At the table. I mean, we're at the table, 3 feet of freaking snow outside. It's colder than a, never mind. But in the house today, haven't seen him in quite some time. Adrian Von Overlord is in the house. How you doing, brother?
Doing all right.
It's good to see you, man.
Yeah, you too.
It's been a while.
It has been. Right quick, about Rit Music. Also, for you people out there, this is my promo. You can't go wrong with Lou Musa if you need to get your stuff repaired and fixed. I go to him all the time, whether it be getting new pickups, check out things with my amps, stuff like that. And he won't bullshit you. He won't make up some stuff so he can try to get some repairs out. He's not as good as dude, does honest goodness work.
Nice.
So hit up Rit Music, and if you need the repairs, ask for Lou.
There we go, man. Great people up there.
Mm-hmm.
Love it. Shout out to Gino, too, up there. Yes. So Adrian hails from the West Michigan area.
Yep.
Yes, he does.
Grand
Rapidian all the way, and a hell of a guitar player.
Oh, well, thank you very much.
Yes, he tears it up. Yes. Adrian, when we were talking, asked if he could bring his guitar over and play.
Yeah.
How do you think that would have worked right now?
I think it would have worked better if there was
at the studio
footage and stuff.
At the studio, probably. I think, Adrian, did you want to bring in a stack or something? We're in our small studio at my house.
Yeah, it would have been a hassle bringing stuff down here.
And I'm just thinking, he hits the first chord, and there I go through the walls, the windows break, and everything goes.
Yeah. Maybe we'll see how this goes. Maybe next time, I'll if we do another interview, I'll bring one of my mean, pointy-looking guitars along, and I'll play some Ultra Thrash or just noodle around and play something Ultra Thrashy.
Ultra Thrash, exactly. And we're going to talk about Ultra Thrash in a minute, my friend. So how you been doing, man?
2023 altogether, for the most part, sucked.
I'm glad you're honest.
It's just been about getting through it.
You're getting through it.
Yeah, just keep my head above water.
Good. Well, I'm glad you're making it.
Yeah.
Good.
Catch a show here and there. I'm glad the metal's coming back. And I'm glad that going to some of these shows and seeing much better turnouts than from way back when it seemed like more often than not we were just playing to each other's bands.
Mm-hmm. That's true. That's very true. And you brought up before we hit the record button how COVID played a issue on things.
Yeah. I think COVID took the wind out of a lot of people's sails. I think that's why I don't see a lot of the familiar faces at these shows anymore.
Right. Yeah. Like I said, I heard the venues and the artist, and some of them made it, some of them didn't.
Oh, that's for damn sure.
Yeah, it did. And the scene is coming back.
Yeah.
It's coming back, and hopefully to a whole, I expect. So, Adrian, are you going to let me have some fun with you today?
It depends on what that fun is, man.
No chains and whips. No chains and whips.
No slapping the ass with a baloney or anything like that. Howard Stern.
I know, right. None of that. All right. I want to get to know Adrian a little bit. All right. I want to get in your past.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You just say past, right? Okay.
Past. Yes, past. All right. Everybody's got to go on a time capsule. So you're not, you can't shy away from that. I'm going to bring you back to when you were 15 years old.
Uh-oh.
Mm-hmm. What the hell are you listening to?
Let's see. Still listening to a lot of Injustice for All. Mm-hmm. That was my go-to album for most of my high school career. Nice. At that point, I also got into my collection of albums was very small at that point. So I was listening to a lot of the same few albums over and over again. So it was Injustice for All, Master of Puppets, Survived by Nuclear Assault. I got into a couple of Christian metal bands like Deliverance and Believer.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
A lot of those earlier bands pretty heavy.
Yeah. Funny thing is I think it was my sophomore year in high school. One of my friends came up and said, "Dude, you have to check out this band. They're heavier than Metallica. They're called Deliverance." I'm like, nobody's heavier than Metallica.
Right?
I mean, that was my mindset. And then they put Deliverance on. He's like, "Oh, and get this. They're Christian." What?
I didn't think that, huh?
Yeah, so I had to make me a copy of that album. And I rocked that one quite a bit. It's like, if you've never heard Deliverance, it's like you take Bay Area thrash with all of its speed and intensity, and put Jeff Tate from Queensryche on there as the lead singer.
Okay.
Yeah.
Whoa. Wow.
Mind blown, huh? Oh, yeah. Anthrax, State of Euphoria.
Oh, wow, man.
Yeah.
All right. Well, in that time period, listening to that music, when did you pick up a guitar? What instrument did you start playing first?
I didn't pick up a guitar until I was 18.
Till you're 18. All right.
Yeah.
Okay. 18 years old, you picked it up.
Mm-hmm.
How long did it take you to kind of figure some things out?
It took me a few months. I didn't have an amp for quite a while, and I had a friend of mine that I worked with way back when at Sears. This dude named Brandon was looking to get rid of his gear because he wasn't doing anything with it. It was a shitty guitar by some company I never heard of before called Discover.
Okay.
Yeah. See.
I know.
And just a cheap guitar for $125. He sold me the guitar, his Thrashmaster pedal, a bunch of cables, and his guitar books. He had Kill 'Em All and Master of Puppets.
Wow. All right. So did you diligently go through the books and just start riffing and learning?
I first started off with Mel-based basic guitar method.
There you start out.
And after a while, I just said, "Fuck this," and I started going straight to the books. And to all you guitar players out there, you'll hear a lot about people talking about, "Yeah, man, I'm self-taught." And as much merit as that may have, it doesn't hurt to take some guitar lessons, because you go out there and teach yourself, you might teach yourself some bad techniques. And I've been wrestling with that kind of stuff ever since.
Okay. Yeah, I took lessons for almost a year, and then I said the same thing, F this. I have my own way I want to do things. And I guess it worked out, but we're always learning as musicians and artists. So, and what's cool is I get to see you post your videos when you're out there thrashing. Sometimes you post some videos.
Yeah.
And that's cool. That's real cool, man. So let's move in time here. First band that you started in, or played in for a little bit. What age were you there?
It's always been Ultra Thrash.
It's always been Ultra Thrash. All right, let's talk about Ultra Thrash. What year we started?
The first actual lineup I had for the group was back in 1998.
98. All right.
Yeah, I already written the songs though. When I was at Aquinas, I was a student there. I took a studio class, learned how to use a soundboard and so on. And after you've taken those classes, you get what's called LTA. You can sign up for that, long-term authorization. So you can come anytime you want, as long as it doesn't conflict with anybody else's schedule, of course.
Right.
And use the equipment. So over the course of 1997, I wrote a whole bunch of songs because I was just, one second. I might have to burp. No big ass, just
we're live, so you don't know what's going to happen. There we go.
What's that?
I'll have to pat him on the back.
Okay.
This is great.
All right, let me get back to it.
All right.
So, first of all, the setting is this. The 90s sucked for metal. And I was getting really pissed off with how a lot of my favorite bands I started getting into, because it turned out I was getting into the thrash thing towards the end of Thrash's cycle, because grunge was becoming cool. Any bands that were trying to make metal wanted to sound like Pantera or Rob Zombie. Everybody wanted to be power groove. And I wanted thrash,
Right.
So finally, I just said, if I'm going to hear the music that I want to hear, I'm going to have to make it my damn self.
Yeah, there you go.
And so with BC Rich Warlock in hand and mindful of fresh knowledge from taking these recording classes, I started writing my own stuff and put it to cassette.
Nice.
Yeah.
So how many members were in the band?
At that time, we had a 4-piece.
4-piece band.
Yeah. A couple of the freshmen that came in, a couple of freshmen that came in, I talked to one guy, and he said that he played drums, and I told him about how I wanted to perform at the campus talent show, the homecoming talent show. And he said he'd help out with that, but he also knew some people that might be able to help out as well. So he introduced me to a couple of his friends. So the original lineup for Ultra Thrash was yours truly, Adrian Von Overlord. I had a drummer named Chris Wesley. His mom was also a professor at Aquinas. She taught Japanese. He's half Japanese himself.
Uh-huh.
His friend Mike Grady, he played guitar. And there was a girl named Kate McEwen who took over on bass. We had another guy named Brian, but for whatever reason he had to bow out. And Kate talked herself up pretty good. In fact, if you see that movie Metal Lords on Netflix, it's almost our story right there, almost to a T. Like a lot of the basic elements are there. Like, yeah, the girl who played the cello before she played the bass. I'm like, dude, who was watching? Who was spying on us when we were doing all this shit? Because this is too damn close to home.
Eye in the sky.
Yeah, so the first time Ultra Thrash ever played was back in 1998, and we played Perpetual Speed.
Yeah.
And it was pretty good. I mean, we could have been tighter and stuff, but for us have only been playing for 2 weeks before we did that. Before we played, I thought we did pretty good.
That's not bad at all. That was a pretty cool scene back in the 90s here. There are some good bands. I mean, I'm not mentioning names of who I've got in my head. But,
right. Well, for me, it's the 90s brought some cool bands. Mostly they were coming out of Europe, like Edge of Sanity and Dismember. Like the melodic death metal stuff was helping keep the speed alive, because that's what I want. I want the speed. I'm not really about groove or breakdowns or chugga shit. I just need some fast and blast.
Some powerhouse in your face.
Yeah.
Upscale. Oh yeah, you want it hard. Adrian's hardcore here, man. That's why his guitar's not here. You can knock me out, man. It's great. So, all right. Through the time with Ultra Thrash, did we change up members at all during that period?
Oh yeah, because that lineup didn't last long at all, man. It was pretty much after the talent show, it kind of fell apart. Kate decided that Kate.
Oh, Kate.
She got herself a boyfriend and felt like that's all that mattered.
Oh.
I'm in a relationship now. I can't be in a band. Wait, really? like you can't balance those two fucking things out. Are you serious?
Right.
So she left. There are two guys, Chris and Matt. Like, I was impressed with Chris's ability to keep up with the thrash drumming because he said that wasn't his thing, but he held up nicely. But in the grand scheme of things, as far as their metal goes, they're more into the new metal stuff like Deftones and Slipknot.
Okay, toned it down a little.
No, when I realized that was the case, I packed my shit.
Okay. So
there was one fateful day at the Art and Music Center over at Aquinas. We said go over there to practice. I was going to show them how to play the song I wrote called Bludgeon. And as I was showing them the riffs, they went off into some jam playing Shove It by the Deftones. And as they did that, I just put my guitar back in my case and turned my amp off. Hey, where you going? I realized this isn't going to work, guys. Now, every now and then, over the course of that year, we get together and try to jam some stuff out. We always go back and play Perpetual Speed. That was our thing.
Okay.
But
just wasn't working.
No, we too many chiefs, not enough Native Americans.
I understand.
Yeah.
So, did you replace that lineup?
It took a while.
Did take a while.
Yeah. So, it wasn't until 2000 when I was at Purple East. Yeah, by this time, the whole Ultra Thrash deal with those guys was over. I mean, I was still, as far as I'm concerned, as long as I'm alive and kicking, it's always going to be Ultra Thrash, period.
Yeah.
I was going to fucking have that. You can't take what's mine.
That's right.
So, I was still keeping it going, still coming up with riffs, just stacks and stacks of riff tapes that I should still go through and see if I can salvage any songs from. But one day, summer 2000, I was at Purple East, and as I was leaving out, I saw a flyer. This kid was talking about he's looking to join a band, and he had a long list of the bands that he's into. It says something like, I'm 21 years old. I love playing guitar. I want to be in a band. Some of my favorite bands include, there was King Diamond on there and Creator.
Nice.
And I think Raven. I can't remember all the groups, but I thought to myself, wait a minute. This dude likes this stuff and he's this age?
Right.
It seemed like everybody his age was into, new metal or power groove. So I gave him a phone call. A guy named Brendan Neary. I said, hey, man, I saw your flyer. Tried to get together and make some music. Told me he's going to be at the intersection and look for a guy wearing a Raven t-shirt.
Okay.
Like, Raven? That's wild.
You'd be the only one.
Yeah, because, like I said, these are the kinds of bands at that time that are getting swept under the rug. Because I was trying to find this stuff. And I would go to places like Vinyl Solution, no longer around. Fun fact, though, Herm from Vertical Music used to own Vinyl Solution. That was a cool record store.
Yeah, it was.
I went there with a list of bands I wanted to get. I went there, and Music Espresso, they're a place that's not around anymore. It used to be in Fulton on the corner of there's a Chinese restaurant over there where that place used to be. There's a shawarma restaurant across the street from that, over there by the library.
Right.
Yeah. There used to be a place called Music Espresso. Go there, buy music, and drink espresso. It was a cool hangout place. But I went there with a list of bands like, hey, man, you guys have Possessed 7 Churches? That's sorry, it's been discontinued, bro. What about Celtic Frost, Morbid Tales? Discontinued. There's a whole lot of shit going on. I was getting fucking pissed. I thought, seriously, that thrash wasn't going to come back unless, some new people came along with some heart and some passion to make that happen.
Right.
Otherwise, it was going to just disappear. So to meet somebody that knew about groups like Raven and King Diamond, Creator, and whatnot, I knew that we were going to get along fine. So sure enough, he was wearing a Raven t-shirt at the show. It was Seppuku. They're not around anymore. Their bassist, Ingrid, later joined Sadomasochism.
Yes, I remember.
Yeah, and what's his name? Aaron. Shoot. His sister is Delilah DeWild.
No, Sarah.
Yeah. I can't remember who else played that night. But anyways, I invited them back to my dorm. I showed them the video of our performance of Perpetual Speed at the talent show. He liked what he heard, and we stayed in touch. We jammed quite a bit, but I was still trying to figure out if he was trustworthy. So we just stuck to doing covers. But we would do stuff like we did like 3 creator songs, Coma of Souls,
really?
and Coma of Souls, People of the Lie.
Nice.
Yeah.
So did you guys get to play out at all with the new?
Oh yeah. It took a while though because once again it's Grand Rapids, so finding people who were in the thrash was extremely difficult.
It's a hard town for that.
Every now and then I would run into this guy named Eric who had a band called Arrival way back when.
Mm-hmm.
And Arrival impressed the shit out of me. That was a cool fucking band. They came off professional. I'd seen them a couple times. I'd seen them at the Lexicon Club with Ben Dockwood. Can't remember if they were going by Ben Dockwood at that point, if they were still Harbinger. There was their band called Aggression.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but Arrival really stuck out for me. Like,
all right.
He had this kick-ass kill with double kick drums and the band logo on them. And I was like, wow, these guys must be professional. How are these guys not big and famous? I was like, oh, yeah, that's right, because it's the 90s and speed metal, thrash metal wasn't big anymore. Fuckers.
Well,
but I fucking love that group.
That's great.
And I would I would run into Eric every now and then at shows like, hey, you're the guy from Arrival, right? Like, yeah. I'm like, hey, so what are you doing right now? You're an amazing drummer. Would you be interested in joining my group? And for a while there, that wasn't the case. He was always busy with other projects.
All right.
But then, late 2002, he said, yeah, I've freed up some space and got some of my projects out of the way. If you want, you can, you guys can come by and play with some of your stuff, and I'll see what I think about it. And we played I remember, I think we might have played him Perpetual Speed and another song that's more death metal called Gore Lord. And I was that.
Hey, there we go again. There's another one.
Pardon my French.
We got sound effects here.
Sorry, I get a little belchy if I drink. It's just strawberry lemonade drink. I'm not
sure
drinking beer.
It's your show.
So yeah, his basement was pretty nicely set up. He had a soundboard down there. I mean, it was a PA system. Get a drummer with a PA system. He has now made himself irreplaceable.
Yeah, right. The PA system.
So yeah, we played through a few songs with them, and he kept up the tempo. I had tried some people in the past, and there was always some issue about, are there any breaks to these songs, man? Like, how about like throwing some groove or some break? No. It's all fast all the fucking time.
No, stop.
If I can help it. And I know there are people out there like, that makes it boring. Fuck you. I'm coming from it from my perspective, which is
right. I love
having gone to my fair share of these shows. I hate when bands cock tease the speed. That's what I call it. You're waiting around, like, man, where's the fast stuff coming in? I can't wait to get in that pit and go nuts. Then the fast part hits, you're like, yeah, it's build up. And right about getting in the pit, dun, dun, dun,
comes back down, doesn't it?
Damn it. So with my songs, when I get in the pit, anytime's a good time. You have until the song ends.
That's beautiful. I love it.
Yeah. Unfortunately, times wind up changing, and it seems like more people want to get in the pit with the breakdowns, but I'm a speed man.
Yes, you are, my friend. Yeah. Oh, all right. Ultra Thrash. Now, when did you guys break up? When did you stop Ultra Thrash?
The lineup, I still keep it going.
I know you keep it going.
But Brennan left in 2000, fall 2011.
2011, okay.
Yeah, and it wasn't like an angry breakup. It was a simple matter of his family moved out to New Jersey.
Oh, okay.
And his brother-in-law set him up with a good-paying job, and what are you gonna do? Go play shows around here for chump change, or make some decent money so you can support yourself. And plus, his family's all out there, and he wants to be closer to his nieces and nephews.
Most
or
definitely.
the all nephews. I know what the kid situation's like over there. So yeah, I can understand that. Eric said that he was gonna pack up and Brendan left because he didn't want to carry on as a 2-piece, and with already being tough as it was at that time to find band members, he just felt like there were just other projects out there he could get into that were already together without any hassle.
Okay.
I mean, we had a bassist for a while, but we were never able to replace him.
Okay.
And we tried. There were a few people that came along of various levels of talent.
Okay.
And yeah, for whatever reason, like one guy had a major drinking problem, and I called up and said, "Hey, man, what's the story on?" I forgot the dude's name. He was in a band called Mo Bigsley.
Mo Bigsley, I remember them.
Yeah, and he had some sort of falling out with his wife because of his drinking problem, and moved back in with his dad, so he was out of the picture. We had another dude who was in another band called Ebonhand. He was going to try to do both bands at the same time. And I felt like if he was going to make a choice, he'd go with Ultra Thrash because he had tattoos of slasher, killers from slasher movies on his arms, like Leatherface and Jason
cool.
and Michael Myers and stuff. A cat named Voorhees. I'm like, yeah, he's going to be the perfect fit for playing songs like House of Gore and
right.
And was everyone shredded piles of decomposing flesh.
Decomposing flesh. Ooh, hard.
No, smoldering piles.
Smoldering piles.
Yeah.
Ooh.
But his wife gave him an ultimatum that he's spread himself too thin, so he needs to pick a band, and he, of course, went back to Ebonhand, which made perfect sense.
Okay.
Whatever.
Well, Ultra Thrash is always alive in you.
Yes.
Well, I have this feeling you still want to put it together. Why do I have this feeling you still want to put it together?
At this point, I'm perfectly fine with just being a one-man act.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's just too frustrating. I feel like if I lived maybe in a bigger city like Detroit, I might have a better revolving door of musicians where necessary, but around these here parts, if I want to keep it going, I'm going to have to do it by my damn self.
I understand.
And I figure out how to do that.
I think you will.
No, I've done some basement shows over the years since then.
Cool. Very cool.
Out in Lansing. I have a friend who uses her basement as a venue of sorts. And she's had some groups out there like Exploding Zombies.
Man, that's cool.
Yeah.
That's real cool, man. Yeah, and I want to keep seeing you out there thrashing, man. And I like it when you pop your videos up.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, yeah, man. Definitely. So, definitely. Yeah, I wish everybody out there could check Adrian out. And if you're a friend of Adrian's on Facebook, you can check him thrashing on that guitar. Oh, yes, indeed, my friend. How many guitars do you have?
9. I have 9 guitars and 2 basses.
2 basses and 9 guitars. Is the Warlock your favorite?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's my weapon of choice.
Yes, indeed, the old Warlock. I go back a while.
Yeah, after I sold that crappy guitar, that's the first guitar I got was a B-Search Warlock.
Very sweet guitar. Sweet guitar.
Very comfortable, too. Like, you can hold it all sorts of ways, and because of the way it's cut, you can rest against your thigh.
Yeah, really.
Other thigh, back
It's a pretty cool guitar. It is. The shape of it and everything. It is.
It looks like the music it's meant to play.
Now, let's see. I could talk about a lot of different things, but you live in the same town I do. Mm-hmm. We've been around a while. We've known each other a while.
Yep.
You know the same groups I know in town. Pretty much.
Yeah.
Maybe.
More the heavier ones. Some of the other ones, not so much.
All right. What do you think of the scene around here as far as metal? And obviously thrash isn't really happening a whole lot.
Right.
So, you can be honest, man.
Sure. It's since the pandemic, it's hard for me to give like the most accurate answer. I know that before the pandemic, it seemed like there were just way too many core bands around here. Mm-hmm. I feel like I'm glad that some of the people I've known since I started becoming part of the scene back in the early 2000s are still trying to keep what I view as kick-ass metal alive, such as Flesh for the Beast is still around,
John.
thankfully.
Yes, John.
The Black Temple, they're doing some kick-ass shit.
Oh, yeah.
I saw them recently, and I hope they play some more shows around here. Maybe even make the way out to Lansing or so. I feel like if more often though, if I need to hear the good stuff on a more regular basis, I have to leave out for Lansing or Detroit.
Okay.
It's more consistent out there.
All right.
There have been some cool bands that came and went way too quickly. There was a scene around here that I thought was going to last, but life happened to a lot of people.
Yeah.
There's some bands like a second. I give a drink.
Drink time. Everybody take a drink. And interview time.
Nature's Twist. Strawberry lemonade. Yeah, like back in I want to say it was 2000, between 2007 and 2000, maybe 10. I feel like we were starting to have ourselves something of a scene that was going to maybe just keep on growing strength on strength, but that wasn't the case. And we lost some cool bands like Eternal, Through the Mist, like those groups. Gone. Who else? There was a band called Demoniarch. Ingrid from Sato had that band going, and that came and went all too quickly. More recently, there was Blackgate. I like those guys, Zach Flora and Roger Winwright. That was a cool thrash group, and I still listen to their CD every now and then.
Cool.
Some good stuff on there.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, so I'm like, there have been attempts to try to get something going, but something always throws a monkey wrench in the works. Life happens. I got my girlfriend pregnant.
My pickup died or something. Whatever. Yeah. Well, what do you think about the scene in general now? Have you found any bands, thrash bands out there in the United States or the world that you've clung on to, or nowadays that are kicking some ass?
I would throw in Dagon. They're currently on hiatus because, like I said, the Life Happens thing. A few of those guys have since become parents, and so their current CD is on hiatus.
Okay,
which sucks. So like coming out of Lansing, I've seen some cool bands. I don't know how many of these guys are still active, but like there was Wolf Hook. That was a cool group. The lead singer had a very Ronnie James Dio-esque kind of range to his voice. Let's see, Conqueror. It's all K's. Keown, Keror, Conqueror.
Okay, different.
Yeah. And I'll listen to those groups. Like sometimes I'll just make a playlist of local bands. Sauron.
Okay.
Named themselves after the evil guy from Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, Sauron.
I love Sauron.
That's beautiful, man. So, all right, let's jump off the music a little bit because you mentioned Sauron there, and I got written down because you're an avid horror film person. You love your horror movies, and you love your B movies.
It depends on what you define as B movie. Like, I probably like some movies I don't like view as B movies, just that are a horror movie.
Right. So, what I was going to say, like, who might be one of your favorite horror actors, I should say, that may have started it off for you, that got you into that, scared the hell out of you, maybe when you were a kid, maybe lasted, you said, this is what I dig, this is what I'm going to watch.
Right. In terms of actors known for horror movies.
In my day, it was a little different. There was 3 people out there in my day.
Is one of them Bruce Campbell?
Well, that's recently, yes. Bruce Campbell would be recent, yes. Definitely. Bruce. I love Bruce, definitely. Back in my day, it would be Lon Chaney.
Okay.
It would be Peter Cushing.
Mm-hmm.
Christopher Lee.
Okay. Yeah. Trying to think if I have like a particular favorite actor from the horror genre. I'm just more a fan of the genre in particular, and various subgenres like, I guess maybe Kane Hodder as Jason and Robert Englund.
Robert Englund, definitely. Now, with horror movies, there's a lot of different types of horror movies. Do you like the more the religious type scary shit like The Exorcist, or you like the more let me cut your head off and decapitate you stuff?
I lean towards slasher and supernatural and body horror.
So a little mix of it all.
Yeah, the psychological stuff where it's like, is it happening or is it in my head? That kind of shit kind of gets on my nerves. I'm not a fan of that so much.
Right. Because I see some of your posts and stuff. It's quite interesting what you're watching and stuff. I love your take on it.
Well, I appreciate that.
Definitely. Now let's go sci-fi. How are we on the sci-fi scene?
Depends on how sci-fi the sci-fi is.
All right, let's go back to my day. Flash Gordon, Barbarella.
Okay.
Things like that.
Buster Crab, Flash Gordon.
Yeah.
I used to watch some of that when I was a kid. They would show excerpts of that in the Bozo show.
You mentioned Bozo, man. I won.
Sam J. Jones, Flash Gordon. That's my Flash Gordon right there.
There you go. That was cool.
With the soundtrack from Queen and everything.
Yeah, that was great. I love watching that.
Yeah. We'll definitely love Star Wars, but people will debate whether or not Star Wars is true science fiction or if it's just space opera fantasy. I don't care. Laser swords, laser guns, and vehicles that float above the ground. It's sci-fi enough for me.
Okay. Yeah, I love it. All right. I'm going to still keep with sci-fi here.
I like the stuff that has a social commentary, though, like District 9.
Oh, District 9. Definitely. Okay. So let's talk a little sci-fi of reality.
Okay.
So, what do you think of some of the stuff that's going out there? Project Bluebeam, Area 51, everything that's going on.
I'm thinking that we are going to hang ourselves by the very fiber optic cables that we're pushing this shit through.
Yeah.
That's what I think. AI is a horrible, horrible idea.
Mm-hmm.
And James Cameron fucking put that shit out there years ago with the Terminator. Why it's a bad idea to give machines
a brain.
The ability to think for themselves.
Right, and continue to learn.
We haven't learned from Skynet or Ultron. Come on, man.
It is kind of freaky.
Yeah.
It is freaky to think these computers, you can ask them anything, and they know it all.
Or that they can put something out there on the screen, and it can pass as real.
Your voice, your looks, everything, and prosthetics or thesis, whatever they put on.
Deep fakes, all that.
Oh, yeah. Oh, you don't know who's who now. So kind of creepy stuff out there, my friend.
Yeah, and with regular people as it is, manipulating the information that we receive, put that in the hands of the computers. Like, worst case sci-fi scenario. Oh, there we go. This is a show I like. Is Black Mirror. Just want to put that out there. Black Mirror. Fucking amazing show.
Black Mirror. I gotta check that out. I haven't checked
and Upload.
Out. Yeah.
Great ideas of how these concepts that we view as wonderful, or like, maybe one day our technology gets us. What would happen if it did get to that point, and the human element kicks in and just makes everything worse? Sorry, I went off on a tangent there. But yeah, back to science fiction. Yeah, AI is bad. There's just so. Worst case scenario is like, what if it becomes sentient and then just plays both sides against each other until there's nobody left, and then the machines take over. I'm surprised nobody's done that concept yet.
I hope it's not my time. But it's getting crazy out there in this world, and who knows? Just keep doing your thing and forget about the bullshit.
Yeah, you can only do so much. I worry about these new generations coming up and what they have to deal with because of our nonsense.
Very true. There's a lot ahead of the younger generation. There is.
Yeah.
There's a lot out there, definitely. So, Adrian, we got about 5 minutes left, my friend. Anything you want to talk about? Anybody want to shout out to? You got anybody to bitch about anything? It's your show, brother.
Well, anybody out there that loves thrash and death metal, pick up a guitar, pick up your drums, keep that genre alive. Start bands. Get the scene going. I
agree, man. Well, I wouldn't say you're my age, but you got any advice for the young kids out there that want to start out, man?
Yeah. Get along with your bandmates. Don't be assholes.
Here you go. Don't be an asshole.
Don't fuck your fellow musician's girlfriend.
That's a big one right there. That will hurt the band.
And
That was good. I like it.
Yeah, don't be assholes. Don't fuck your girlfriends. Your friends' girlfriends. Practice your instruments. Get good.
Practice.
And network.
Network is a big thing.
Yeah.
Network
One of the best ways to keep the scene alive.
Yeah. Collaborate, network, all you can do.
And stay off the fucking drugs.
Exactly. Stay off the damn drugs and limit the booze intake, all right? Because I don't want to put my foot up anybody's butt anymore. Because I had to do it back in the day. I don't like it.
Right.
Nah. I mean, do your thing at home, but don't bring it to me. All right,
yeah. Because, you can't make music when you're dead.
Not at all. Not at all. We've lost some great artists because of that, unfortunately. Yeah. Unfortunately, we have my friend. So, Adrian, it's good to see you, my friend.
Yeah, you too. Thanks for having me over.
Appreciate it, brother. Thank you. We've spoke about Ultra Thrash and what you like and what you don't like. You got to speak your mind, and I appreciate that, my friend.
Yeah, really also, I'm looking for shows, so if anybody wants to book a one-man thrash act, I do fucking bring it.
Yes, he does. Adrian Von Overlord's in the house, and like he said, he brings it. So you want some thrash, and you're in the West Michigan area, give Adrian a call. Give me a call. I'll set you up with Adrian, and he'll come over with his amp in Warlock, and he'll light it up for you. Oh, yeah. You'll be off your seat. You'll be clinging to the ceiling. That's what I was afraid of today, if you were going to bring your guitar over, my friend. So everybody out in podcast land, again, I appreciate you checking out the podcast. Check out the past shows, the future shows. We got a lot of great artists, of course, of all genres and age groups. Adrian Von Overlord, I want to thank you for coming by again. You're always welcome. Brother. All right, we got it. So we're out here, everybody. I appreciate it.
Until next week, Thrash.
It's the National Thrash. All right, everybody. Check out the next show, podcast coming up. You can't tell who's coming out because I don't have the calendar in front of me, but it's going to be a good one. So it's Big Al. Adrian, we're out of here. Have a good one.
All right, peace.